So this is what we are using. It's like a rubber stripped. This will go on all the joints, on all these joints here.
Ama o cabra botmuş ben dikkat ya. Yoksa var ya.
Efendim.
So
Sen bunlar var ya,
you would bir dakika dur. So just roll on, but make sure you have enough on the roller. You don't want to put less. You want to put more, just to make sure it does the work. So as you can see, my guy is applying the air barrier on the plywood. Just make sure that you have enough to apply on the exterior sheeting, just to make sure that it does the work in there. So this stuff here that we're applying is to control the moisture behind the plywood. Now, I know that a lot of the contractors out there use Tyvek, but for stucco application, you don't want to do that, because if you do apply Tyvek on top of the plywood, you will need to screw all insulation that you'll be applying on the plywood, and you want to avoid that. Yep.
Tabii. Ya bu değil. İşte
Sen yapacaksın.
Kameranın yüzünden ha.
Heyecan mı yapıyorsun?
Heyecan olan normalde olmayan şey olmaya başladı ya. Yapışıyor paraya. Nasıl yapışıyor mu? Hah, elinize patladı. Bak, kamerayı çekeyim. İyi bak bak. Gördün mü?
Heyecan yaptım.
Heyecan yaptın mı?
So the EFIS system, what you want to do is first start from the bottom of the window, wrap it underneath, and then start on two sides so that it sits right on top of the bottom. And then going along to the top has to sit on the sides. Just like that. And again, this is all for water protection. So this would be the insulation that we're using. It's the polymer insulation. You can get it from your local hardware. Now, as you can see, we got drainage behind the insulation. This is to prevent from any water coming behind the wall. We're allowing the water through the styrofoam from these drainage. But what we're gonna do is create extra layer of drainage
Ne var mı? Fırça.
on the back of the insulation. and that also leaves a airspace behind the wall so that we're allowing the actual wall to breathe. So what you're gonna need is one of these trowels, and then the caulking spacer that we use around the windows and doors, and then you're gonna need one of these guys. Now for the side of the windows, we use these 2x8 starters around windows and doors. I'll show you guys in a bit. So to get started, what we have done here is we've installed our starters going along on the bottom here, and then you want to make sure that from the grade you're either 6 inches above or 8 inches above by law. You don't want to go any lower than that, just so we can protect the insulation from getting damaged from either water or right going down here. And then your first course would be, so let me show you guys. So your first course would be to start with a full insulation, which is 2x4, right, going along to the side, and then once you come to the top portion from the full, you want to do half, meaning, so if this is, so what you want to do is cut this in half, either 2 feet or whatever it is. Start from this side, start half, and then going all to the side with the full.
Ters koy, ters. Sol dedim. Şöyle gelmez kardeşim. Ben üstü basmamıştım. Üstüne bas.
So as you can see, the insulation has been completed. You need to let it dry for at least 24 hours so that the next day we can be able to start sanding all the surfaces on the insulation. Now I did mention about the starters, right? So these comes ready from the manufacturer. What you're gonna do is leave the caulking space around the windows and doors once you install the, so again, I'm gonna show you how it's all done. So you want to grab one of these guys, insert it on the side of the windows, right, going all the way down. This allows you to leave caulking space around the doors and windows. And we've used starters that we purchased from our manufacturer. They're called starters. And then use these guys to make sure you have enough half-inch space for the caulking, like that. And then of course level the starter as well, because sometimes the windows are not even. Without any further ado, let's start sanding the wall, and then follow me as I go through. So what you're gonna need is one level and a sanding to scratch the wall. Make sure to have these two finish the work. when sanding, you want to make sure that you go upside down, just to get an even surface. So the sanding is all completed. We rasped the entire surface of the insulation. We smoothened the exterior corners. All done here.
Tamam mısın?
Sıfırdayım ama
Kurtarmıyor.
Şöyle kurtardı.
Tamam. Ver abi sandığını, onu var.
So as you can see, we just hit the chalk line on the corners. We're checking to see if we have any uneven walls again. So I'll show you here. So where you see the chalk line, red chalk line, this surface needs to be sanded. So the main goal is to open it in the center of these windows and then continue along to the back here, right in the center. Continue along here and stop right on the corner. And then this portion is going to be come upside down, center with that window. Probably open one on that side and one in the center. So this is the hot gun we're using from Demand, made in USA. Now we got the measurements in the center of the window. Now we're gonna hit a chalk line from that corner to that corner. We're gonna line it up and hit the chalk line. Go ahead. Nice.
Elini çeker misin?
Çekemez.
Konuşma.
Kafanı yani.
Başla.
Yes.
There we go. We've opened our reveal joints. Nice and straight.
Tamam.
Yes, sir. We continue to prime the exterior walls here before we do the final coating here. We're gonna let this dry for approximately 12 hours, or give or take 24 hours. Once this is all dried up, we're gonna do the final touch-up. We just got the windows to be painted as well. As you can see, my guy is already prepping the windows in here, and then here we're continuing along to do the priming. To avoid all the black shades that's going to appear behind the finish coat, just make sure to apply the primer on all the surfaces before you do the finish coat. So that step is very important. So today, all the second coat is all completed around the entire house. I'm gonna show you guys. See how smooth it looks, right? Just have a nice and even wall. Now today we are actually preparing for a finish coat. So before we do that, what are we doing here? We are priming all the exterior face before we apply the actual texture on the walls. All right, so we have our first panel going in. We have the first panel that's being installed now. We have frosted glass. It's gonna be small, big, small, big. So I'll show you guys step by step how it's all being done here. Okay, today's Friday, the last day to turn it in to our client. We have the electrician on site today. We're going to install our pod lights, our wall mounted lights, it's all going to be all done today. So we're gonna put our lights. I'll show you guys in a bit. The lights, it's kind of like a modernish light with LED on the back, and then pod lights along all the sides in the front. We have total of 26 pod lights. Yesterday we were able to finish the cameras and the silicone around all the windows and doors. So today we're aiming to finish the pod lights and the lights. So today is the last day. Oh, by the way, I forgot about the address. That's also coming in today as well. It's gonna look beautiful. So tomorrow I'll have the client come over. We're just wrapping it all around here, and then we'll do a final inspection of the entire house. We'll start from the front, checking over the stucco, the aluminum work, the cameras, the caulking around all the homes here. We're gonna do a final inspection, and then once that's all done, we are good to turn in the key. We're really excited to show it to our client. It's gonna look beautiful. I'm sure he's gonna love it. We'll do a before and after as well. So this is gonna be a surprise complete changeover to our client. So when he comes in tomorrow from vacation, he's gonna be very happy with the result.